Hey everyone, AMG Hobby Talk number 51. We've got a full house here. Everybody's available. And we've got a fun little product that we're going to talk about. So let me do a little quick around the horn. First of all, we'll go a little bit shifting order. Blair, how are you?
You never go to
I knew you wouldn't be ready. That's why I wanted to change the order. It's perfect.
I am ready. I'm playing it up. I'm very good. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I'm glad Steve's back. I missed my little buddy.
Thanks for calling me little.
So now I have no choice. I have to go to the collector of the scallops, collector of the people, and little buddy to all. Steve, how are you?
I'm good. I need to wish my middle child Briley a happy 22nd birthday on Thursday. And also, I guess, just want to send our thoughts and prayers to all those down in the States that are going to be dealing with round 2 of these nasty hurricanes that keep coming through. Good friends of mine were just down there cleaning up, and it looks like the same area is going to get hit again. So it's tough situation. Hopefully everyone stays safe.
No doubt. And I appreciate that Steve got the hoodie memo because it is feeling very fallish. So we've got that
AMG
going on.
swag.
What I like though is that we've got a diagonal matching. So Steve and I have got the hoodies going, and the two of you have actually the zip ups with the AMG. So I think it works. I think it goes. Sherry, how are you?
I am incredible. I'm so excited for this Tuesday. It's going to be a great week.
Nice. Oh, incredible. My goodness. Wow. That's a lot to hold. I don't think I have enough coffee for that, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, I just looked over. I looked a little ghostly this morning. I didn't put the other blind down, so.
That's all right. So we'll go through a couple different things. We'll showcase some items that came in the store. We'll highlight a couple of the regular pieces. We'll go through a couple of your responses to last week's episode. So we've got that going for us. One other thing I'll mention off the top. So let's do a couple of quick announcements. First one off the top is that there will be a rescheduling of forthcoming. We had been planning a couple of things related to some additionals to the channel. So we kind of made allusions to potentially doing some lives. That may happen as soon as next week. So final details are being determined, but just do not be shocked if the scheduling changes. If and when it does, what you should expect is that if we do a live, then the live will happen on one day, more than likely the same as the Tuesday that we usually drop it in. Of course, different time slots since it's live. And the other piece is that the podcast episode will still be recorded as normal, but then will likely come later in the week. All the details will be finalized. If you're already subscribed to the channel, you will get those details because we'll do a community post, which will lay it out so that everybody knows. And then also it'll be broadcast on Facebook and the other social medias. So you'll be fully up to date. So if you're subscribed already, perfect. Hit the notification bell, then you'll know when it's happening. And also check out the community posts when they happen as well. That'll give you the additional details. And the other piece of it is if you're not subscribed, well, then do it. Do it for Steve.
Yes. Do it.
That's
for the people.
pretty much as good a reason as I can give you. So I think that's perfect. So that's the first thing. Second thing, reminder, monthly card shows are back. So the next one, Sherry, can you give me the date on the next one?
Yep, the next one's October 26th. It'll be at the Bedford Place Mall where we're located, and it'll be from 9 to 3. So you can book tables now. We've sold a lot already, but you can send me an email at amgbedford@gmail.com. We do have a limit of 2 tables per person just due to spacing. As we continue to grow, we may be able to add extra tables for dealers, but right now our goal is to get everybody in and make sure everybody has a table. So send me an email and I'll get you on the list.
Perfect. So the email, as Sherry said, is already included in there. And also we're putting on the scrolling ticker at the bottom, the Instagram and the website, which also has connection to all the different communication points that you can use. If there is something that is more time sensitive, use the direct communication. That'll get you a better, quicker answer. If you just got a general question, of course, you can always leave a comment on the YouTube and we'll be able to respond to it in kind. But usually it'll be in the following episode when we'll talk about it. So I wanted to make sure we covered that. Let me do a couple of comments from last week's episode. So thank you always for the engagement on that. Of course, Gotham says, big 50, big 50, go Sens go. Well, of course, we appreciate that. Sean here says, congrats on 50. We did have our 50th episode last week, which was perfect. And then Robin Taylor here says, was sorry I missed the show. Reminds me of the show / flea market at the Penhorn Mall in the late 90s through 05, referencing the card show. So that was very good. So thank you for that. Appreciate that comment. And then Sanderson to Oregon. I won't say friend of the channel because I feel that friend is a little strong. But commenter, nonetheless. Let's say frequent commenter. He says, the show went great and somebody was out of town. I believe he's making illusions. I'll leave it at that. But we thank you and acknowledge your comments.
Yeah.
So
also,
Steve.
Carlos, too, I wanted to thank everyone that participated in that show. How clean they kept the space that we used. When
Okay.
Carrie and I cleaned up the tables at the end of the day, I think I found one water bottle sitting on the floor. So, of course, the mall's watching us. So they had no problem extending the amount of tables because we were so tidy and took care of their facility. So thanks to everyone that did their part. And hopefully that will continue moving forward with the future shows.
Definitely.
Excellent. It does show, and it actually makes things a lot easier if people take care of the space around them. It makes everybody a lot more agreeable to making accommodations. So that is a good call out for sure. One more thing I'll mention here before we get into a couple of the products that are coming into the store is I will reference. We always talk about it, but I'll quickly make reference to the AMG Collectibles eBay store and the auctions. It is Sunday to Sunday, so you can check it out. We always include the link and mention it there. I'll just scroll through a little bit here just so you can see. But there are constant auctions being run through. So it is, as I said, Sunday to Sunday, and you can see a full complement. It is Canada, so you'll get your fair share of hockey, but there's also other sports and non-sports included, so you can check it out. You see autographs, you see patches, all kinds of things. So it's just a matter of what you're looking for. Feel free to take a look, and you can always, one thing that maybe we haven't mentioned, but is worthwhile, is on eBay, if you're on there, you can make it a safe seller. And if you make it a safe seller, then you'll be able to see when new stuff comes up. It'll notify you. So if you're on eBay regularly, like I am in the app or through here, it makes it nice and quick and easy to be able to find and locate what you're looking for. So you can always check it out for yourself, and links and everything are in the description. So easy way for you to be able to reach out to that and take a look and see if you see anything that catches your eye. Now, we will share a couple of items that are coming in the store, but before we get into that, I'm going to see if I can pull up the file with the different items that are coming in. Here we go, I got it. So there's a bunch of stuff, actually. So this time around, what I'll do is I'll list off a couple, and then we'll take a little time on a few of these, and then stop me if there's any particular one that you want to make sure I touch on for any length of time here. So the store is starting to get a fair bit of Panini product. You're going to notice that based on this list. So a number of Panini products are coming in. 2023 Select Football. This is the H2, which I'm familiar with. There is a difference in the form factor, I think, a little bit. I don't remember the specifics, but there is an H2 product there. 2024 Panini Donruss Elite Football as well. Then 2024 Panini Gold Standard Football. So right now we're in the fall season. Football is underway, so you're going to get a fair bit of football here. 2024 Panini Origins. So again, some of those cards actually look pretty nice. Again, not everybody likes all the different products, but I do kind of like the design on the Origins myself, personally. And then we've got 2024 Panini Score Football, the Jumbo form factor. So you've got that one there. And we do have a little basketball as well. So again, Panini heavy here. 2024 Panini Contenders Basketball, the Blasters. Panini Mosaic, also 2024, the Basketball Blaster. We've got a Caitlin Clark here. So 2024 Panini Caitlin Clark, Basketball Blaster. So I guess she's got her own blaster product, I guess. So there you go. That's something for you. And then one of Steve's personal favorites, 2024 Panini Prism WWE. As the collector of the scallops, the collector of people, little buddy to all, and wrestling aficionado. Little do you know. So we've got that on there. This is the blaster, so it is a little more reasonable. Prism, yes, but also the blaster tends to be a little more reasonable price-wise, so just bear that in mind as well. Also for quantities and everything, reach out to the store. If you want specifics on pricing and quantity, reach out directly. That'll be the best way to know what's going on with that. We've also got a Pokemon Paldea Adventure Chest. Very exciting. I don't know.
It is. It's just a restock that we have in. So that one, and then we have the Pokemon, the Crown Zenith rather, booster bundle. So just a couple of little restocks.
All right, sounds good. And then we've got 2024 Topps. So we do have a Topps product in here. So 2024 Topps UFC Knockout. So we've got that product in there. Then 2024 Upper Deck Team Canada Juniors Hockey. So you got your nice junior product for your Team Canada. And then also rounding out this is 2024 Metal Universe, which I'll talk about here in a moment. Anything notable or anything that we want to mention about any of these before I get into Metal Universe?
No, like you touched on, it's just nice to have the product. A limited supply on a lot of it, but whether it's the UFC Knockout, getting hobby boxes of that. We haven't had any hobby of UFC in a while, and then just the blasters are always nice. Because some of those hobby products or hobby boxes are a little too pricey at the moment. But, for people that want to rip stuff, the blasters are affordable. And then, of course, the focal point this week will be on the Metal Universe Hockey.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now let's hop into talking about Metal Universe hockey here. So we'll take a few minutes and just go over a couple pieces here. Metal Universe is always kind of in that interesting middle ground. It's definitely elevated over, like, say, a flagship product a little bit in terms of design and some of the cards in there. PMGs are the big draw. They generally are. But there are autographs and there are some interesting inserts here that we'll get into. And we do have a checklist included in this. So we will include a link in the description to the Beckett page here where you can see some of the images, but you can also see the checklist. So we've got that showing here. And it is a 2023-2024, which means Connor Bedard. Now, because of that, one thing I mentioned with the team before we started recording was, again, reach out to the store directly for pricing details and that information. I'll just say, looking at pre-orders in a couple of places, it doesn't seem that bad because we've kind of gotten accustomed to being a Connor Bedard tax, so to speak, like elevated prices compared to our normal. And while that is the case here, it doesn't feel like it's been as pronounced as some of the other examples I've seen. It's not too bad. But again, get the details directly from the store and judge for yourself. And we'll talk about a couple of the things that you should expect in here. We have a 200 card base set. So we've got the standard player cards and then 50 stars, 50 rookies. This is kind of our new design here, which I don't mind. You've definitely got a space theme, though. You can see there in the background, I think he's got some spaceships in the background there. So very much the space theme on this one, which, by the way, can look pretty good. Now, I believe, I don't know if it has fully kicked in yet, but Gene McLeod, who was part of the design team that came up with a lot of the original Metal Universe and some other designs from the 90s that people are very familiar with, she is back under the Upper Deck banner. I don't know if her influence has kicked in this yet or if it's going to be in subsequent future issues, but just bear that in mind. You may get a little bit of flavor with the old with the new, because obviously if they've had new ideas in the last several decades, I'm sure they're going to implement them. But at the same time, they were the ones responsible for a lot of the iconic sets and inserts from the 90s. So it's good. You're kind of bringing back the OG there that thought up a lot of the ideas that made the 90s inserts kind of interesting. So as usual, we've got a different precious metal gems. So you've got your reds out of 100, your greens out of 10, and your gold 1 of 1s. It looks like they decided to make a couple of little modifications. The numbering here, based on this mock-ups, are on the front. Normally it's on the back, which is kind of interesting. And if it's following this mock-up, then that means the green is actually numbered to 10. Some of the old school PMGs are numbered to 100, and the first 10 would be the green, and the rest would be the red, and so on and so forth. But it looks like they're going with reds being numbered to 100 with the full print run, greens being numbered to 10. Again, I'm going off of these mock-ups. So we'll just take it with a grain of salt, but that's what it looks like. You also have printing plates, and you do have autographs, silver, blue, green, and gold. You got a lot of gold 1 of 1s is involved in there. So here's an example of kind of a mock-up for the autograph. Again, numbering on the front based on the mock-up as well. And then here are a couple of things that we want to look at. Jambalaya is one of the classic inserts that are included in Metal Universe, and they decided to go with kind of a different look to this. If you know how the Jambalaya is, it's kind of almost like a lenticular card. It's got a very interesting look to it, and they decided to go with kind of this pixel pattern in the background. Again, the mock-up isn't going to tell us what it should look like in hand. It might be really interesting, depending on how they execute it on this one. Jambalaya is kind of interesting in the way they do it, but just something to bear in mind. And they're 1 in 960 packs. So the Jambalayas are a very tough pull. So if you pull one, that's a pretty big card. Now, you do have a couple of these that are going to definitely reach into the retro category that are going to be very familiar with folks from the 90s. So here you got Soul of the Game. Very colorful. We'll go with that. So if you're interested in that, there is autograph variants of these. So go with it. We're trying to be nice here, Sherry. Some of these don't quite work for me as much. We're being nice.
That one looks like someone's birthday party.
It does.
There's another one. There's another one, Blair, that kind of also has that vibe. So I'll touch on here in a second. But there's another one that has that vibe as well.
Yeah.
So Metal X is back. I actually kind of like Metal X personally. I do actually appreciate the Metal X. I think the mock-up doesn't do it justice. I would check one of those out in hand if you're able to. They look pretty good. Yeah. So those are 1 in 480 hobby packs. So that's actually a pretty tough pull as well. Goose eggs. So here's maybe one that I would kind of reference. Yeah. Steve, as a former goaltender, how are you feeling about the goose eggs?
Not good. Not good at all.
No.
I actually, when I was reading through, I was like, goose eggs. That sounds kind of cool, like, goose eggs. But yeah, I think it goes back to the party balloon theme.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, I'll say this: if we're in the spirit of being nice, I appreciate their trying stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
I appreciate their trying stuff. The best I can do, Sherry.
It might be nicer in hand too, like
Exactly. Yeah.
you said. So, and I never had that many goose eggs, so I'd probably just have two or three on my card.
Yeah, we'll give it a chance. I will say though that just based on the mock-up, it is interesting the textures they chose on a couple of those zeros. It's kind of interesting. Like, guys, where did you get that texture from? That does feel a little old school on a couple of these. Listen, we'll give it a chance. We'll give it a chance and see how it looks like. So then we've also got here. So you do have. I'll read a couple in between here that aren't shown, but you've got Palladium, which if you're familiar with it, that's an acetate card. Vivacity, which sounds exciting. I don't know what that'll look like. Quick Strike and Net-Rageous. Okay. I want to have words with whoever named that. We need to have words. I'll leave it at that. Net-Rageous. Oh boy. So you do have parallel versions of several of those. What was that? Sorry?
Said right up Steve's alley. Net-Rageous.
Mm-hmm. Good old Net-Rageous, yes. Well, actually, sorry. Net-Rageous is this is the design of Net-Rageous.
That's the word of the day for me. I'll be using that. Every person that comes in, I'm going to say that's Net-Rageous.
Yeah, very Net-Rageous. Yes, no doubt. And those are 1 in 343, so those are tough pulls too. Okay, moving on. This one I actually looked at. This one I think has great potential. I like the possibilities on this one. This is Martensite. So this is 1 in 160. I'll be honest. So this is maybe a critique for our friends at Upper Deck. I think this Martensite, if this ends up looking in hand the way the potential here is, I actually think that I would have made this one of the tougher ones. I would make Net-Rageous a little bit more common so that Steve can enjoy the Net-Rageousness. But this is actually, if it's got the shine in the foil that it looks like it could have, again, it's a mock-up, but on paper, this seems to me like it could potentially be really nice looking. I would have made this the tougher looking one, because I think this will be a really cool looking card in hand, potentially, if they execute. But that's just my opinion. So apparently it takes from a steel crystallite of carbon. I actually think that'll look pretty cool if they execute it properly.
Sorry, I just had to, because I was saying it has to have something to do with, it's geological or whatever. It says it's a metastable interstitial solid solution of carbon in iron. There you go.
I just appreciated that I didn't have interstitial on my bingo card for this episode.
Yeah.
I'm full of
you are indeed, and here we are. So whereas I critiqued some of the previous ones, I actually think this has potential. I want to see one of these in hand and see how this one ends up.
Yeah, exactly. I think you need to see that one and get an appreciation for it.
Yeah, it's not quite Net-Rageous. I'm willing to give that one a chance, though. I have hopes. I have hopes for this one. So here, this first one actually looks like a typo. I don't know if that's supposed to be a typo. It says 9.416 EKM. Is that a typo? I'm wondering if that's a typo. Now I'm curious. Premium player. So we've got that in there. Constellations, Meltdown, Energetic Explosions, and Tari Star. So we're definitely getting a space theme in this one. So Metal Universe, they're really going with the universe piece of that. So that's kind of interesting. And you do have Spectrum and Gold parallels to several of these things as well. You got Meltdown here. So let me just put it this way. You have a lot of inserts in this product. A lot of inserts.
I think that one will look good in hand as well. Kind of as that.
Yeah, the Meltdown, I think that has potential. I think that could be interesting. Z-Force here, base versions in Rave and Super Rave and Universe Rave. So now you're incorporating the Raves and Super Raves, which is borrowing from previous products of the past. So they're definitely kind of bunching up a couple of different ideas here. We've got SkyBox Premium Prospects, Star Rubies and Star Emeralds and Star Diamonds. So if you're familiar with those ones, that's going to be interesting. And then for Chasing Signatures, a bunch of these have autograph variants.
They do.
So we've got that going in. And now we go to the retro portion of it because it's an Upper Deck product and we must have retros. So we do have 08, 09 Metal Universe retros and 2013 Metal Universe retros, so two different designs. And then you've also got the PMG only 97, 98. So the 97, 98, the OG Metal Universe. So you've got those retros in there for PMGs. So really, I think, if I got this right, I think you have 4 different designs of PMGs in this product. We went PMG heavy on this one. So bear that in mind. So for the Connor Bedard folk, that means you got 4 different types of PMGs and 4 different PMG golds. So very interesting, something to note. 2013 Metal Universe Retros also have a blue Precious Metal Gems that are 50 copies, which that borrows from, I think, the 2013 was actually the later. It was the post original PMG days, so those did have blue PMGs. Purple Spectrum FX Parallels are there for 2008, 2009. And then a 1990 SkyBox Retro Metal. So this one, if you're familiar with the Michael Jordan that took off during the pandemic, during the boom, the Michael Jordan for SkyBox took off. Well, here is the play on it for hockey, borrowing that. And this one is, I believe, in a chromium design. So I think they used a chrome for this one. Yeah, Retro Metal, 1 in 240 packs. And they're pretty tough to pull. So, but I believe they did these in chromium. I could be mistaken. All right. So all that. So we needed a couple of minutes because there was a lot to go through there.
So I just looked it up. Sorry.
Go ahead.
It is not a typo. So it's 9.461 EKM. It's an auto parallel, new, numbered to 35. And then they also have a new one, one for every 60, and then another 9.41 or 461 EKM gold parallel numbered to 99.
So remember when I was being nice earlier? I'm still going to be nice, but I'm just going to say, ¿por qué?
Yeah, interesting.
Just because you could didn't mean you had to. Somebody could have said no. It's okay. You're allowed to say no sometimes. It's fine. But anyway, all right. Best of luck.
Tells me that.
I will reserve judgment until we get a chance. Buy all the boxes, folks. Buy all the boxes. Anyway, all right. So here's what a Metal Universe box looks like. So this is kind of here's the breakdown of what's in the box and then also what to expect in general. So we've got 7 cards per pack, 15 per box. So that is the configuration for it this year. 16 boxes per case. Your set size was 200 cards, as I mentioned. And then what to expect in an individual box. So here's what you're looking for. You got a 9.461 EKM premium player or soul of the game. So one of those in every box. 3 0809 Metal Universe retro cards. So 3 in a box. Constellation Energetic Explosions, Meltdown, or T Tari Star. 5 total cards from that list, 3 SkyBox Premium Prospects, 1 Z-Force card, and 1 additional serial numbered insert card in every box. So out of a total of 15 packs, you're definitely going to get your fair share of inserts. It borrows from previous Metal Universes, the last couple, if you paid attention to those. So that is not unexpected. That's kind of what you should expect for that. So there's a lot of different stuff to chase. Your base set is included here. 200 cards, as I said. Your stars are 101 to 150, and your rookies are 151 to 200. So if you're looking for Bedard, he is going to be one of the high numbers. I think he's 198 towards the end of the list here for the rookies. Yes, 198 here for Chicago Blackhawks, so you can find him there. That's what you're going to locate all the different rookies on that side of it. And then here under autographs, you've got the breakdown. What's hobby and e-pack only. Connor Bedard is there, but he's a little bit limited, so they're out of 35. And you can go through the checklist and check out a lot of different ones with the retros and then with the newer designs. Inserts, and then of course you got your full checklist, which is available so you can check out all the different players. We'll include a link to it in the description for you so that you can check it out for yourself. Take a look at the checklist though. You saw how many inserts there were. So if you want to figure out what you want to be chasing after, then please use the checklist because that'll be really beneficial to you. It'll give you a good idea of what to look for, and it'll also tell you what to expect so that there's no surprises. And then when you go find and hunt down the singles, you'll know what to track down. And when you're opening boxes, you know what to cross your fingers and hope for. Net-Rageous.
Might not be a bad set for set builders where, just putting the base set together where there's only 200 cards. A lot easier to do than some of the larger upper deck ones. So I think it will do well, and we'll see how some of those funky looking cards look live.
Yeah.
I do have one more fact.
Go ahead.
It still relates. I'm knees deep in this 9.461E. So
It's got something to do with
it
Kelvin.
is the value of a light year in kilometers.
Oh.
So when I said they're leaning into the space theme, I'm talking like leaning.
Yeah.
Like over the edge.
No, they fell over. They're in deep space.
So if anybody's wondering, I've just solved the mystery.
I feel like I'm looking up a library book in college or something with those kind of codes.
The Dewey Decimal System? Good old Dewey Decimal. I guess my question would be, can I pose a question? Just a quick thought before I get into the cards I'll share. As a person who enjoys my hashtag scholarship, and I do enjoy my hashtag scholarship, I don't know if I want to be Googling insert names to figure out what the heck you're talking about. That's a first for me. I don't feel like I generally have to spend time Googling the insert name to be like, I don't actually know what this is.
That's what they want you to do.
Yeah.
It's an intern.
I don't know. I don't know if the audience, Sherry, though, has the patience to spend time looking it up.
We'll just say this will be a hit or miss, and we're about to find out.
Yeah.
I will say this, based on, as I mentioned earlier, what the pre-sale was and everything, I think one thing that is working in its favor is that in comparison, again, it's all relative. In comparison to what some of the 23, 24 products have been, at least the price point is not crazy. And I think there is at least some, again, some based on the mock-ups there, I think some of the inserts could potentially be very interesting. But you saw the odds on some of them are kind of long. So just bear in mind that breakdown that I gave you of what to expect in a box. That's going to be indicative of your average box experience. Obviously, there are some really nice pulls that can be in there, and some of those cards look like they could be pretty cool. But it's just going to be a case of I'm looking forward to seeing what those breaks look like. I'm going to definitely watch some breaks. I'm going to be curious because I want to see what these cards look like as people handle them and how they respond to them. I think that's going to be very indicative of where this product goes. I think that'll be interesting.
And normally there is an interest in this product. I mean, people like it. We have people come all the time, and there was some people asking about it already. When's it coming? So there's interest in this product. So
For sure.
And the print quality is usually pretty good on metal as well. Some of the other products, they print lines, things like that, but metal's usually pretty clean.
I agree. Now, here's a question real quick before I show off these cards. Just a question for everybody. Do you think that 4 designs of PMG is overkill for the one set?
that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I had a note there to kind of bring that up. Is that too many people? Are you going to the well too often again here now? And with a product that people like to chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it feels like the Bedard was an influence in that, but at the same time, it's normal at this point for there to be the new design and then a PMG and then get some kind of retro. But in this case, you don't have one retro. You have the base and 3 retro designs, 3 distinct retro designs, which is almost kind of an excuse to be like, yes, you can get a Bedard PMG. And I'm like, which one? There are 4 distinct designs that can all have a PMG version and multiple PMG versions as we kind of went through. So I'm like, just Blair obviously kind of touched on that, but Steve and Sherry, does it feel like a little bit of overkill to use 4 distinct designs? Because what about next year's set? What are you going to do for next year's set?
Well, since I'm not a collector, I don't really care. But if the collector's happy, I'm happy. So I don't really have much to say on it. But yeah, if they're happy, I'm happy.
Such a wonderful answer. Exactly what I was hoping.
I'll leave it at that one. That just topped it.
There you go. You can meet the collector of the scallops in store. All right. So let me get in here, and I'll showcase a couple of different items here. We'll start off with the Pokemon card here, and we'll go into a couple of the other ones. So let's go over quickly. So we've got here is it Lugia or Lugia?
Lugia.
Lugia V.
Lugia V. All right. We got that in a PSA 10. So I'm assuming this is good, Sherry? Question mark?
Yeah, this is a great card. I feel like Blair has a story with this, or Blair might have picked it up. I'll let him speak.
Yeah, I kind of came into the store yesterday. So yeah, big card. Big one of the trying to think.
After.
Jerry might know better, but it is one of the big chase cards in Silver Tempest.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Nice. Sounds good. All right. Then here we've got from the cup, we've got an auto tag of Jacob Luco, and we've got that in there. I'm always a little iffy on the tag cards. I do like the fact they're tough. So this is numbered to 4. So that is a nice one. I do appreciate, though, that the autograph, they did use the red pen to match the foil. So I do appreciate that. I think that they sticking to the color theme. I did appreciate that piece of it.
Just a note on that one. Do you think they missed creating the card? They were supposed to cut the top there with the scissors.
Listen, they're rebels. They're rebels, Blair. They will not be bound by your rules.
Sorry, that was
you leave the scissor decal in there.
Blair couldn't wait to get that one out. He's just tickled to death over there.
What I was kind of hoping though is one of these days. I understand it's a laundry tag, but I would love if at some point somebody made a mistake, like in the mattress that says do not cut this out under penalty of law or something like that. I would love for someone to accidentally put one of those in one of these tags. Then the rebellion is complete. So we've got here an enshrinements of Mark Messier. Again, nice on-card auto. Now, Messier used to be a ridiculously tough auto because he barely used to sign. Now he signs all the time. He's signed a lot of different stuff.
Yeah,
but this is a nice, clean design. Yeah, this is a nice, clean design, though. I do like the enshrinements. It's a nice, clean design. I like that. On-card, I appreciate that. And then number 25, pretty good combo in this one.
Yeah.
Then we got ourselves an O-Peachy Platinum here. So this is a Bobby McCann. We've got that going, and this is the orange checker, or I believe something to that effect. So pretty nice looking parallel on that. I also like, bonus points to him, even though they did white out the bottom section to make room for the autograph. I like the fact he's stuck in the white space. He actually put his autograph right in that white space, which makes it very clear and very, very clean on that autograph there.
And it shows that he cared.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, bonus points to him for the effort. We do appreciate it. So here's another auto patch here. And this one, I'm not even going to try to pronounce any part of that name. Neither first nor last.
Oh, I will.
Oh, please.
Pyotr Kochetkov.
Amazing.
Woo.
Amazing.
Smoking.
And I definitely got that out of that autograph, which looks like an A with some scribbling, and it looks like a mistake was made, and like then there's a 52.
It looks like Ja 52.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe he was confused about his name too and didn't know how to spell it, and he was like, I don't even know. Like, I'll do my best. I'll put something on there.
That's actually close to a John Morant daughter, isn't it?
It's something's going on over there. I don't even know. Next one here is actually very timely. Jeremy Swayman, who recently signed a contract with the Boston Bruins and signed his extension, so thematically appropriate. So this one's number 225. It's a premier rookie auto patch. So nice combination there. So we got the Jeremy Swayman there. Multicolor patch piece also. So nicely done.
Beautiful
there.
autograph.
Good clean looking card. Yeah. Good clean looking card. We like that. Then here we've got a Cup Foundations. Go ahead, Blair.
Sorry, no, just that auto. Sherry said clean, great auto. I was like, it looks like an N1.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, after Jaw 52, we're going to take it. After Jaw 52, there's at least something that looks like a J and a squiggle and a 1.
And after all the drama that went down before he signed, he should be signing much better.
Yep.
So we got our Cup Foundations here. So we got some nice patches from the Coyotes. They actually got a little bit of the text in there. So actually, these are some good patch pieces. I do appreciate that. So you've got the quad patches, numbered out of 5. And again, the autograph is there in the good spot. You did make it nice and clean. And finally, kind of shaming everybody else with the autograph, we got Willie O'Ree, who's not a young man, but these are like legible letters, which kind of shames everybody else that we've showcased in the autograph side of things.
Yeah.
So Willie O'Ree in a splendor, numbered to 36. So a pretty good combo.
Yeah. Everyone loves Willie.
Found
So
it.
like you said, he's getting up there in age. So anytime you can grab one of his autographs, especially on card, very well respected throughout the hockey world.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Sherry, you got something there?
Yeah, it's not that interesting. But every time I see Willie O'Ree, it brings me back. I had found schoolwork from many moons ago in elementary in a scrapbook that Mom had put away. And this was one of the I think I might have been, 7. It's kind of hard to see.
Okay, so we see a picture of Willie O'Ree there. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do see a picture.
So it just says, and I wrote Willie O'Ree. I was like, it was like a journal entry, I guess. But every time I see that, then I go back and think about that. And I had no idea or recall ever doing that journal entry. It brings me back every time.
There you go. I like it. So pretty good compliments. So some good images there shared from cards in the shop. A good mix. I love different stuff. We got a little bit of all kinds of different items there. Hockey heavy, and it was good. So it was good that we put in the Pokemon card at the beginning just to give it a little bit of flavor. But some really nice stuff. Stuff in the store. Again, as always, if there's something you saw there that you do have some interest in and you're curious if it is in the store, reach out directly. Use the contact points, reach out directly to the store. That's the best way of finding out if there is anything that is available or if any of those items are still in stock. So best way to double check. And same thing with the pricing on the boxes and everything else. That's the best way of double checking. So we already talked about it. Check out the eBay store and the auctions there. The card show will be coming up before you know it. So we just gave you that reminder. And again, trade nights, card shows are back to back end of the month. So we'll remind you the next couple of episodes. That way you know that's coming. Also bear in mind potential scheduling change next week because we may be doing a live. And if we do, that'll be on the same day that we usually do the podcast. And then the podcast will be later in the week. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. Check out the community post because we'll give you all the details. Once we've got it finalized, you'll know, or all the different social medias. That'll be the best way to reach out. Perfect. All right. Anything else then before we wrap her up?
Yeah, other than I just returned from the Montreal card show yesterday.
Yes.
So I just wanted to give a shout out to the organizers. Very nice venue, and they're working on it to grow it. It's in a nice location. The facility is like a indoor soccer, football, turf field, so it's easy on the legs, walking around all day with good lighting, lots of parking. It was Quebec heavy as far as dealers, but there's a few people from the Maritimes and Ontario there as well. So it's just another good show to put on your schedule throughout the year. Found a few things. It wasn't a great buying show for me, but every show's different. But I just kind of went up to make sure AMG had a little bit of a presence there and do a little networking sort of thing, and got to go to the Keg on the Friday night and have a good steak. So that was probably my most memorable moment of the trip.
Amazing. Well, there you go. Steve at the Keg Steve at the Keg is basically his review of the card show. So that's important. Very good.
No,
it
was well run. It's a good show. We kind of touched is it too close to the Toronto show to get some other dealers to venture there, because the cost of getting there followed by a month down the road going to Toronto, it adds up. So might be something for the organizers to think of, but or they may have already done that and they realize that's what works as well. So definitely something to think about. But yeah, good show.
Sounds good. And yeah, I think that'll be something. We're not as bad as the US in terms of the show calendar being so chock full. I actually think it might behoove them to think about and coordinate a little bit more, because it is under the Expo banner. So it's like it's a weird choice to kind of stack those shows so close together. The only point that I made with the guys when I talk about it on my channel was that because it's owned by the Expo brand, you should have a little choice in terms of your timing and to doing these things back to back. If it was all the way in the West Coast and then you had the Toronto Expo right after, that actually kind of makes sense to me, because you're like coast all the way on the other side. Montreal and Toronto are still too close together. You could technically make both shows, but then you're also forcing people to choose. It's a little bit of a tough thing because some of those Quebec dealers are going to be coming to Toronto. So it's like, for them, it's near home. So I don't think it's too bad for them to set up. But I don't know if the Toronto folk are necessarily going to make the trek over to then have another show within a month or two after that. So it's a little bit of a tough sell, so close together. But just some thoughts. So we'll leave it at that. Another good episode in the book. So thanks, everybody. So first, thank you, Blair.
Thank you.
Steve, collector of the scallops, collector of the people. Wrestling card aficionado. Thank you as always.
This is what I do.
It really is. It is what you do. Sherry, thank you as well. And like I said, we'll keep everybody in touch, and we'll figure out the lineup and everything, because if we do a live, it could be very interesting. Some people have been involved in the lives before, and they know it can be quite the adventure. So we may have a little fun with this one. Again, we'll keep you posted. We'll let you know what that's going to look like. We don't even know what that's going to finally look like, to be honest with you. So we'll see. We'll play by ear.
But we know it's going to be good. So tune in.
There you go. So we appreciate it. Hit the like. Feel free to comment if you got any thoughts. Again, if it's more urgent, use the contact points we provide as always, and then subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can keep up on what's going on in AMG land. We're slowly creeping up those subscribers, so let's do that, and let's bump that up a little bit more. So for the team and myself, we thank you for this episode, 51 in the books, and we will catch you in the next one.